Welcome to the Untitled Podcast. I'm one half your host, Stonewall Craft, alongside my boy Lorenzo Rocho. What up?
What's going on? Took a week break.
We did. I don't remember why.
Times are tough.
Yeah, just no NBA. I was just kind of sad, you know.
No NBA. Time was kind of not of the essence.
Yeah.
Would have had to do some late night grinds that
wasn't really worth it at the time. I wasn't lying. The show doesn't pay us enough to late night grind like that.
That's true. Kind of just do this out of the goodwill of our hearts, and you'll enjoy it. So
yeah,
you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
So the first thing I put on the docket, I mean, just rest in peace the NBA. It sucks it's not here anymore. Word on the street is December 22nd, but who knows? We can talk about that a little later.
Rip that, dude. That was one of the wildest postseasons I've seen in them.
It really was. A lot of people wanted to shit on it, but it was still fire. All right, Roche, you wanted to, reconcile.
No. Let's not call it that.
You wanted to at least give a tip of the cap.
Yes, that's
to the MLB for the World Series.
For the World Series specifically, just because went home this past weekend, was doing some stuff, blah, blah, watched a movie with my parents and my brothers. And then afterwards, I wasn't even really paying attention, but my brother Xavier put on Game 4 of the Dodgers-Rays series.
Yeah. And
I wasn't really paying attention, like I said, at first, and then slowly I would just, peek up, and, dude...
some stuff was going down.
The 2-3 innings I watched there towards the end, they were just hitting piss missiles after piss missile. It was just back and forth, you know what I mean? It was actually entertaining. And I feel like we talked about that, the World Series is just on another level.
Yeah.
Even postseason baseball is just on another level, but the World Series is even bigger than that.
Yeah.
Just because it's a major championship for an American sport, so.
Yeah, and that's going to be the feel around that type of stuff is the people involved know how important it is. And then, I mean, honestly, when you watched the World Series with me a little last year, that was wild. The Nationals.
Yeah. That was pretty cool, and I've always...
And the villains that are the Astros helps, too.
I've always liked just, the hype around big events like that. You know what I mean? That's just enticing. And it was cool to actually watch a part of a baseball game that didn't blow. So
okay. Just from you watching, who did you think the best player was? I'm curious. I don't really remember who did what, but who were you that guy?
So
that guy's good.
From the 2-ish innings that I watched, I was like, damn, what's his name? Turner? Something?
Trey Turner, yeah.
From whoever's on the Dodgers. He was
the redhead.
Hair. Yeah. He was consistently getting hits and getting on base.
Dude, he's a playoff performer. He's one of those regular season guys. He's all right.
Yeah.
But he turns up when it matters most. Playoff Rondo, some call him.
Playoff Turner.
Yes.
But yeah, he seemed pretty solid. And then I know of the stars, right? Kershaw didn't play in that game. I know of Kershaw.
Yeah.
I know Mookie Betts. I know Bellinger. And then I don't even know anyone on the Rays, actually.
I don't really either.
So, but yeah, that was pretty dope.
Well, did you see? I don't know if you saw this, but the entire Rays payroll is less than Mookie Betts and Kershaw.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think I was going to send that to you, actually, and just be like, this is why baseball blows. Because there's no salary cap. You can just, if your owner wants to pay the money, you can create the best team.
Which is so weird why the Red Sox traded Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
I get you want to, this ownership group that wasn't their guy, they didn't want to be invested in this big championship organization to, spend money all the time. But, I mean, you're one of the 3 biggest names in baseball.
I didn't even know he was that big. I knew him.
Oh, yeah.
When was the last time they won? 2018?
Yeah.
I knew him from that.
MVP year.
But he won MVP that year?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So.
And he was getting paid $600K.
I just thought he was a good player.
Yeah. They won the MVP. But he didn't win the World Series MVP.
Yeah.
I think Chris Sale did. I don't know. But, yeah. World Series. Good job. Good job by you.
Juan Soto, my guy.
Dude. Just that was dope. That was dope. Okay. So PS5 embargo was lifted today.
Oh.
Saw a lot of unboxings. What? Just thoughts.
If you've ever seen the South Park episode with, I always forget his name. I'm not a South Park fan. Just
Who? Cartman?
No, the dad.
Oh, Randy.
Randy, when he has his man sack in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
That is what I thought of. I was like, dude, this thing is huge.
Oh, the size of the PS5?
Yes. This thing is massive.
It really is.
They compared it to not only both of the new Xboxes, but also the PS4. And it just dwarfs them all.
Good. I can't wait.
I mean, for me personally, with my setup, it'll fit fine. But I know some people working with tiny little entertainment setups, they might not have the space to slide in that elephant.
Yeah, you might have to boot PS4.
But after seeing, more angles of it in on an actual camera, not just rendering. And then I also think the controller, at least the form factor of it, looks pretty nice too.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying so these people I watched, they had a weekend with the PS5 was the title of their podcast that week. And he said that the DualSense controller, he started to like it a lot compared to the DualShock 4.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's bigger.
Yeah, I'm excited, bro.
I'm excited too. I already switched to iPhone. I'm switching to PlayStation. I'm joining all the bandwagons.
We love that.
Say what you want, but I'm gonna do me.
Apparently you can play only one game right now, and it's some weird game that's already preloaded onto the thing. And I just think that's funny. That's the only game they can play right now. So I'm so excited.
Good luck getting one though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Probably not gonna get one for a while, but that's fine. That's fine. We'll grind out the PS4. The PS4 is still a great system.
COD's gonna come out, and we're gonna have to deal with games.
I know. That's fine. Can you take the hit of $60 that's going to come out of your account for COD?
Yeah, I'm cool. It hasn't come out yet, so I just got to remember it's there. And there's another game. Call me a weeb. I have a Switch. There's this other game coming out this Friday called Pikmin 3. I don't know if you've ever heard of Pikmin.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I fucking love that game. I don't want to cop it.
Was that going to be $60?
It's $60. But I get 15% off everything at Target. So that'd bring it down to $54. But I also have $15 in Nintendo Store credit, so it'd be $45 if I got it on their shop. So we'll see. We'll see how much the paycheck is Friday. If it's a little beefy, I just do it.
Tell us.
So I got money that I've been keeping out of my account, so I don't see it and touch it.
Oh, your Venmo balance.
That's my contingency. No, I had to transfer that because
it was getting dicey.
No, did I tell you I had to pay for fucking Xavier's car because he forgot his card and
to go
pay
told
for
me about
it.
That. You ever paid it back?
Yeah, my mom paid me back because they paid for it, I guess.
I'll do that for you. What the fuck?
What it is?
Saves their favorite? Confirmed?
No, it's Camden.
Is it? Caden? What's his actual name, dude? I always forget.
Caden. Dude broke his toe on the couch. paid for all the medical expenses.
Well, he's 11.
He's the favorite.
Is he 11?
He's 12. I think he's 12. Over 13, I always forget. 12, definitely 12.
All right, public service announcement from the Untitled Podcast. Go out and vote. Do your civic duty. It's going to be a grind.
The most important election in American history.
That's what some are saying. But 60 million people already voted. 2 of them will be right here. We're going to vote on Thursday. You're going to vote early. We're going to be out there for a while. We'll see.
Let's see what happens.
I kind of wanted to wait till November 3rd because Bloomington has a bunch of polling places compared to Rinky-Napanee, where I think they only had that one in the church.
Probably.
So, I mean, I
never voted before.
So in 2018 I voted, but that's different. That's a midterm election. So
in 2018
that gets half the turnout.
In 2018 I was hyped to vote. I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
I was hyped to vote, and then I realized I was registered in Elkhart County, not Monroe County.
Yeah. But hey, who knows? Indiana's going to be red. We know that for sure. I think it's funny. The argument against the popular vote being what we go by is that the founders didn't want big cities to rule what the fuck do you think happens now? Like, what?
Yep.
Only like 5 states matter. Like, everyone, all the other ones are accounted for. I'm just saying. And the reason they did that was because they wanted rich white property owners to vote, not poor people.
Everyone else.
Yeah, so let's not get it twisted. Oh, and while we're on the politics corner, Amy Barrett Cohn, like whatever her name is, got confirmed 8 days before the election.
Wild.
When 60 million people already voted. Once upon a time, in 2016, Obama was like Merrick Garland. It was funny because they knew they weren't going to let him do it. So he picked like a centrist, like he wasn't super left wing, he wasn't super right wing, like moderate. So it was kind of like an FU to everybody, like, oh, you're really going to like not let this dude? Like, anyway. They were like, no, we gotta let the next president, Mitch McConnell, and his fucking turtleneck ass looking head. It was like,
oh my god.
No, like, oh, we need.
And then this chick gets appointed 8 days before.
Yeah, it just shows the Republicans have no integrity. So. That's where I had done that.
Sure.
Lindsey Graham, senator from South Carolina, said if there is a Supreme Court seat up. He literally said this. If we have a Republican president, Supreme Court seat up in 2020, and I don't adhere to it, call me out. Guess what people are doing? Calling him out. He doesn't give a fuck. Jesus Christ.
Doesn't matter.
On a brighter note.
Does matter, but it doesn't matter.
It does matter. Vote.
Doesn't matter to him.
Don't care who you vote for. It's your civic duty. Just do it. I do care who you vote for, but I won't convince you otherwise. College football came back. Thank God.
Football came back.
I mean, college football came back. Come on. That was the first game day I watched all year.
Yeah, same.
It was hype. I was like, Desmond, okay. It was funny because I'm like, all right, college football's back. Let me watch game day.
Desmond's not your guy. He's my guy.
Kind of your guy. He's not as much.
He's my past guy. I respect what he did for me, for my franchise.
So, Big Ten football returns. Honestly, the only conference I care about. I always defend the Big Ten.
Same.
So, I mean, we can talk about IU first. Did you not watch? Did you watch?
I didn't watch the games. I was busy. I was doing stuff for my grandma's birthday when that was going on. But I did see the outcome. Crazy, dude. Okay, so long story short, IU Penn State game goes to overtime. Kind of crazy that it's in overtime.
Well, yeah, because
it's eighth ranked Penn State versus ranked IU.
You might think that on paper, but Indiana blew that lead. They were handling them.
They were up too. Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, oh, classic IU. They're going to fumble this.
Penn State comes back, sends the game to overtime, and Penn State scores a touchdown, gets the extra point. IU comes down, scores, goes for two.
They go big for balls,
2. Big balls, Tom Allen. And Penix scrambles to his left. I think it was a design quarterback run, if I remember right. I don't know if he just left the pocket.
I think he just went. Yeah.
But anyways, he runs to his left.
It was design rollout.
Yeah, runs to his left, rolls out to his left, straight for the pylon, reaches, gets hit. Simultaneously, it seems like it touches the pylon and like out of bounds. They ruled it a 2-point conversion.
Yeah,
they ruled it good. So then going back and looking at the replay, you base it off that, and they determined there wasn't enough evidence to overturn the call. A lot of people argue against it. A lot of people argue.
Well, it was weird because people were saying it hit the ground. It didn't look like it hit out of bounds. It looked like it hit the ground. You're not down if the ball touches the ground.
Yeah, it has to be your knee or elbow.
I don't know why people were saying, "Oh, it touched the ground." Who cares?
Yeah.
And he actually knocked down the pylon, so you kind of have to call it a touchdown at that point.
Or 2-point.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. But yeah, it was just crazy. Huge win. Kind of sucks that we couldn't go to the game even if we wanted to.
Yeah, well, Kirkwood was bouncing, bro.
I wasn't here, dude. That would have been wild.
Yeah, I didn't go, but Kirkwood was bouncing. And it was just wild. I don't know if you know this. This is the first time they beat a top 10 team since, the 60s.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
They were 0-46 since then or something like that.
It's been a hot minute. So Big win to start IU's Big Ten season. Honestly, if they lose every game from here on out, it'd be a success.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, that's what our freshman year, when they were playing Ohio State on that Thursday night game,
they were going to win that game.
They were winning. They were handling them, and then...
Deja vu.
Yes. You're like, literally, it happens all the fucking time. It happens against Purdue. It happens against every team.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Speaking of Ohio State, watch a lot of Nebraska-Ohio State because they were the big noon game on Fox.
Ohio State had to play the game ranked 5th in the country.
It's controversial, but they beat the brakes off.
Showed why.
Well, and like...
Speaking of... Hold on. Just a quick little diversion. Nebraska was fighting so hard, when they first canceled postponed the Big Ten season to play. We need to play football, and then you go out and play that game. You just played like shit. You don't deserve to play football.
They have Adrian Martinez, the brother of that Martinez dude that felt like played there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? So they're kind of loyal to like that family for some reason. I don't really know why. That dude is like glorified for winning them like 4 games.
Yeah.
And then they have Dylan and Christian McCaffrey's brother as the backup. He looked way better than Martinez, but they kept. I mean, he's your senior.
Yeah.
Like, and this guy's just a true freshman. So, yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot, but nothing was going to stop like them getting spanked.
Justin Fields.
Well, they came down and scored right away, and people were like, "Oh, what?"
Nebraska.
Well,
because they're only scored a game.
What's the name of the guy that does the big noon games? Gus Johnson. He's like, watch out for these Huskers. And I was just like, whatever.
The Huskers got husked.
Yeah, their corn got shucked. Like, is that what it's called?
Yeah, they just shucked. But
anyway,
Justin Fields is good.
He's might win the Heisman. The Ohio State's just good. Like, it kind of makes me. I don't know if I was telling you this, but I'm always like in a conundrum because big Michigan fan, by the way. So I always have to I always want Ohio State to be good. So if Michigan beats them, it's a big deal because
you also know if they're good.
But they're always so good, like they just spank them. So that's where I'm at. Justin Fields so good. Can't believe he didn't declare last year. What a time.
Michigan looked pretty good though.
Michigan did look pretty good. Great segue there, Roach. They played Minnesota, got a trophy game right away. Haven't played Minnesota since 2017. Minnesota tough. Just beat the brakes off them, dude, honestly.
Yeah.
Joe Milton looked solid, didn't have to do a lot. The defense took him a little bit to get going, but, I mean, that's when you can always count on Michigan's defense to be good against the people they're supposed to be. Like, honestly, everybody against Ohio State, their defense is always really good.
Who's that running back they have? Zach Charbonnet.
So they have some dogs at running back. Nico Collins didn't come back. Big L. The Devontae Adams of college football.
Damn.
So that sucked that he didn't come. He was like a late, 2 weeks before the season. They're like, yeah, Nico Collins isn't coming back. What are you talking about? Their best receiver?
Oh, he just opted out because of the virus.
Well, he hired an agent. I think they were trying to figure that out. Gotcha. And he couldn't.
Yeah. Lost your boy Donovan.
Yep.
To the Browns.
Yep. Great pickup. What a catch. Anyway.
Got an interesting NFL take later.
Okay, can't wait for that. Very excited. So yeah, Joe Milton just looked really good. The running backs, Hassan Haskins, Zach Charbonnet, Chris Evans, friend of Jamu and Marcus.
Kind of dope.
Yeah, they ran track together. He's a senior.
I think I remember you saying.
He was on probation last year for academics. So their running backs are really fucking good. Their line's really good. Whole new line. Literally a whole new line.
Last year?
No. I mean, last year was just like experience at the end of the day.
Was it 2 years ago when their line was pretty bad? 3 years ago? I remember, it might have been our freshman year when their line was bad.
Their line was really good last year. So probably.
Well, it would have been the first year they had, Patterson.
Oh, shit, yeah.
When it was, at least it was pretty shoddy at the beginning.
Well, it was because they were hurt or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. It kind of and it's crazy, the first, I don't know if you've heard this stat, that Michigan game was the first game that a Harbaugh recruited player started at quarterback. All the other ones were transfers.
That is kind of crazy.
Ed Milton's dope.
He's got his dude.
I mean, honestly, I don't think he wanted to play Milton. I think he was going to... So, the other McCaffrey, Dylan McCaffrey, opted out. I think he was going to be the starter.
Oh. Which he would have been a transfer too? Or was that also...
No, he was... Yeah. So, no matter what, he was going to get finally. But, I mean, they had Rudock when he started, and then they had Wilton Spate, that corn dude. Jesus
Shea
Christ.
Patterson, the disappointment that is.
Well, dude, he was dropping top. He was really good that second year. He was dropping dimes. I
just thought he was going to be better.
Well, I don't know why people were acting like he was going to be Tim fucking Tebow. Like, I don't know what was going on there. But I thought he was really good last year. So, you popping your knuckles in the mic. What's going on?
I don't know if they heard that. I guess we'll find out.
Because we'll find out on the listen. So I had this little point here for college football, like, how can you reconcile, like, the top four? Like, I get Ohio State was ranked 5th coming in, but why? Like, what did they do? Like, Clemson's played, like, 6 fucking games.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't understand how the committee at the end of the year can be like, 2 Big Ten teams are in the top 4 when, I don't know. I just think it's weird. Just the whole timing thing.
It definitely is weird. Obviously unprecedented when you have conference starting later than all the other ones.
But this one, conference play is going to start, but they're still playing like 12 games.
Yeah. So for sure, they're going to be playing later than a lot of the other teams will. Which
is fun. I was telling Peyton, there's always this weird gap in between like the end of the season and bowl games.
Yeah.
So
they're just...
This might work out better.
Basically, they're just going to be playing closer up to when those bowl games start. And I think as long as they play their conference schedule and not too much goes wrong with that, they'll be able to judge, okay, these are what these teams did, this is what Clemson's done, this is what Alabama's done, this is what Ohio State's done, this is what whatever other team's done. To this point, they played a similar amount of games. Granted, they might not have been around the same time, but that's how we got to judge this.
Do you think it would be more impressive for a team like Ohio State to go undefeated when they're only playing Big Ten teams week after week than if they played like a regular season? Because you're not playing Florida Atlantic Coast of the deaf and blind week 1.
Alabama.
Alabama every year.
Yeah, I mean, the Big Ten generally is a pretty strong football conference. This year it's looking pretty strong again. At least the teams that are generally good are looking pretty good.
Indiana ranked 13th, or something like that.
I think it was like 19th, but that's still
insane. Insane.
But yeah, I mean, the Big Ten's always competitive, and it's definitely viewed as probably up there with the SEC as like what's actually the best conference in college football.
Yeah, I think the thing with the SEC is like
a Big Ten schedule is definitely a big plus.
Yeah, I think a Big Ten schedule is like a grind because you could catch Iowa in Iowa on a random Saturday, and that's their season. Like if Michigan goes in there, that's their season. Mm-hmm. It's just like different for them. Like I get that's the same thing with the SEC, but Mississippi State's not going to do anything against Alabama unless you have Johnny Manziel.
Everyone talks about the SEC. The disparity between the best team. Granted, it is Alabama, but the best teams in the SEC, the top 2-3 teams versus, like say, Alabama and Georgia at this point, versus and maybe Florida versus the bottom, like the Mississippi States, the Arkansas,
the Tennessees,
those trash teams. Like the disparity is a lot wider than the Big Ten. While I mean, you have your Ohio State at the top as the peak. Everyone underneath them, outside of Rutgers, even looked pretty good against Michigan State. Tragic Michigan State.
Can't wait to beat the shit out of them next week.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the disparity in terms of. The best team and the worst team is not as wide in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So you're playing a much more balanced schedule, I feel.
I agree. And it's a whole different style of football, too. Like, I feel like Big Ten football is a lot more in the trenches, like, running game. SEC is kind of just do whatever.
Yeah.
And then Clemson gets to play pancakes every
pancakes.
They had to play Duke for the ACC title or something like that.
This Notre Dame's in the ACC this year.
Are they playing the ACC schedule?
That's kind of interesting.
It's because like they were kind of stuck with their dicks out.
They couldn't really be independent because all these conferences are going to conference only
Yes.
schedules.
Like, just come to the Big Ten and take your beating. Just come to the Big Ten.
No, if they're going anywhere, they're ACC. Obviously.
I get that because the ACC is an easier conference.
Easier, and a lot of their other sports.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
whole thing, their whole reason they didn't want to go to the Big Ten was because the money that they'd have to give to the Big Ten, and they didn't want to give that money out just to get the shit kicked out of them.
The shit kicked out of them by, what do you think they'd be in? The East or the West?
I think they put them in the West because they'd put them with Wisconsin. Because that's another contender that they're not going to stack the East anymore.
At least,
what's wrong with you?
I'm just saying, dude. At least you don't got to play Ohio State every year. At that point. I mean, if Notre Dame's in the West, that might be compelling to them. Wisconsin.
I don't think they want to play Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. They don't want to play those teams. Those are the teams That's what I'm worried about. If you go to the Big Ten, those are the teams I'm worried about. I know I'm going to play
sneaky teams.
I just know any conference I'm going to play the teams the caliber of Ohio State, Michigan, Michigan State. Like, I'm going to play those caliber teams wherever I go. But it's those in between teams that can just beat you randomly. Penn State. I mean, we didn't even talk about Penn State. They've been perennial contenders in the Big Ten for the past 5 years.
Yeah, especially recently. Wisconsin looked pretty good too. Speaking of them,
who did they play?
The Fighting Illini.
Did they? I can't remember.
I think they won like 45-7, something like that. Freshman quarterback looked pretty good.
Yeah, I heard about
that. But he contracted COVID, so he's probably not playing next week.
Yeah, they might not be playing next week.
Yeah, they might not either.
Who are they playing? Nick, do you know?
No, I don't know off the top of my head.
I just know Michigan State because back-to-back trophy games, so. The big little brown jug, you know? All right. We'll transition to the NFL. You kind of want to get into fantasy just a little bit. Just a little fantasy corner.
Just spew about fantasy.
Okay. What's the most surprising thing, the most surprising player for you this season?
Okay.
Like, disappointment?
For me personally?
Or just in general? Like, disappointment, overachiever?
Well, I think I'm going to steal yours.
Okay, go.
In our league with our friends.
Yeah.
Xavier has James Robinson. First of all, dude's sitting on his bench right now.
Yeah.
Third ranked running back in the league, plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We were both talking about this yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't even know this dude was even a player in the league at this point, and he's the third ranked running back in the entire league. And this dude's got him on his bench.
So what's crazy is I'm usually on top of this stuff. Like, I know who's doing well.
I guess you have a buy. So
like, this season specifically, it's been like, all right, what's happening to my team? Honestly, because there's no chance any trade's going to get through this year in our league. So that's part of it.
It's definitely tough to get trades through just because the league got burned last year by a shit trade, which we've discussed on this podcast
numerous times.
So, especially from Stonewall's end, he's just like, I'm vetoing any trade that goes through. That's an automatic vote.
Okay.
You only need 3 votes to veto.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let stupid shit go through either. And then Zabe, Chad, and Nate usually on top of things. Peyton. It's not sneaking through.
It's usually him trying to.
After we got burned last year, it's not happening.
And what was I going to say? Oh, we have an owner in our league this year that basically just stopped playing. Bryce said he's done. He said that? I Snapchatted him and I was like, "Hey, what do you want for Jonathan Taylor?" He's like, "Well, I'm not playing anymore, but just send something and I'll accept it." I was like, "No." So PSA to anyone in our league: if I see any trades with Bryce, getting vetoed.
No, any trade with Bryce, I'll automatically decline it. It's not even getting a vote. It's just done.
Yeah. So we're putting the hammer down as the oligarchy of this league.
And it's crazy because Bryce's team is
so good.
His team is.
He's just pissed that we're not letting trades get there because he likes just moving shit randomly. So
his team is. Dude, Derrick Henry just sitting on his bench or just sitting on that team.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Well, there's real pieces on that team.
Derrick Henry sitting on that team. Galladay, Robinson, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, who was on a bye. Yeah, unfortunate.
Even Tom Brady.
Let's talk about my resurgence.
Quote unquote resurgence.
Bro, I'm 3-4.
Were you 0-4?
Yes. Ran off 3 straight. I told you I'm running it. So I started off the league 0-4. My team injury-ridden. Lamar Jackson, honestly, hasn't been playing well this year. Josh Jacobs puts up the 6-piece every now and then. Raheem Mostert on IR. Julio Jones just got him. Michael Thomas
hasn't played.
Has played 1 week, and he put up the nice 3 for me.
He got hurt in that game, so he didn't even play the whole game.
Kittle was hurt for a while, and then A.J. Brown was hurt for a while. Most of my people are back except for Michael Thomas, so that's why you're seeing me run it. Just wanted to let you know that. And McKinnon gave me the hot -0.1 last week.
Tough.
And so I don't understand what happens over there. And I didn't even watch the Patriots 49ers game because, first off, I just worked. It happened right after I got off work. So I was like, I don't need the stress. So McKinnon was like a top 25 running back, only played 4 weeks, right? And he was a top 25 running back. Mm-hmm. He didn't get the ball in that game against the Patriots. They just didn't give him the ball. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same with, like, the Bucks, Ronald Jones, and
it's tough to know who. Yeah, it's so tough.
You don't know what those running back
by committees.
Well, it was cool because Tevin Coleman not on the 49ers anymore, right? Or he's hurt or some shit. Yeah. So Raheem Mostert, the clear guy, this dude getting hurt. So that sucked because Raheem Mostert was kind of a steal for me. I thought I got him super he fell a lot in our draft. I don't know why. I guess people kind of forgot that he was good.
Well, really, if you think about it, he popped off in that against the Packers. He popped off against the Packers in that playoff game.
But he was. The thing was, it was running back by committee.
Yeah.
No Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's not like he had a great fantasy year last year.
He did towards the end. I had him, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Just it wasn't his name wasn't up there. Yeah. So going into this season, it was a long off season. First of all.
Yeah.
Not so much news going around, especially with the Niners.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah. I guess I'll talk about my surprise. Robbie Anderson has been
Mr.
Consistent.
Mr. Consistency. The type of player that you generally just covet because you're sliding him in there and you know what you're getting.
I know I'm getting double digits.
Cannot value that enough.
So, okay, here's his year. 25, 14, 8, 13, 16, 9, 10. So, I mean, not crazy numbers, but I know he's going to get 8 targets a game. So
that's Kamara. That's my running backs, dude. Kamara and Jones.
Yeah, you're getting work.
Minimum of 15 points a week. So both of them receiving running backs. My PSA to anyone who wants to offer me a receiver might be willing to sell.
All right, here we go. Right now. Let's make a deal.
I'm not taking anybody off your team except for not even Julio. I told you I don't want anyone off your team.
Why? I have good receivers. We just souped on Robbie Anderson.
I get that, but I don't want to get rid of one of my top backs for him.
Go to A.J. Brown. 17, 20, 27 last 3.
And he was hurt those games? He missed those games?
Yeah, he was hurt. And one was a bye.
I mean, I'm not willing to sell at this point.
Okay, well, that's the only time you can buy. That's the only time you can buy, so.
Looking at, I don't know, dude, you got a killer offer on the table right now for me.
Oh, yes,
Rodrigo for Kamara.
Rodrigo Blankenship for Alvin Kamara. Who says no?
That could break my season.
Yeah, just think about that.
I don't know, man. I was kind of high on Justin Jefferson until I realized Kirk Cousins is 11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions on pace for 30 for 30.
Why would that take you away? If anything, that should bring you back in. He's going to be on the field so many times. Yeah, I don't know what that even means, bro. 30. Well, he's had some bad ones, but
Yeah, I'm not high on Julio just because.
Just because you're an idiot. What?
Just because it's the Falcons, dude.
You're stupid, dude. You're so dumb. Anyway, I don't know if you want to keep going on fantasy currently.
I mean, there was something I was going to say, but I forgot what I was going to say because we started talking about how I don't want anyone from your team. But yeah, just give me your thoughts on the fact that I snagged the best quarterback in the league for J.K. Dobbins, who's not even on Payton's team anymore.
I don't care. You know how I feel about quarterbacks. The margins are so small. I don't care. He's giving you 5 more points a game.
Those 5 points could matter. And
it's different. Listen, the receiver differential is so different. Like, the skills players differential is so different. Like, that's what I care about. I don't care that Kyler Murray is
38 points from a quarterback is nuts.
I get that. I understand that.
30 points, 27, 23, 21, 32, 26. That is high.
I understand
That's
that.
Almost 25 a game.
I understand that.
A good quarterback week is between like 18 and 25, and he's exceeding these expectations.
You just know
my point
about quarterbacks.
My point is just that I literally got him for J.K. Dobbins, and I told you I wasn't even planning on keeping him in the starting lineup. I just kind of fell into my lap.
Yeah. Good for you.
There was something else I wanted to say, bro, but I forget what it is. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about how your resurgence.
Wait, why is there quotes there?
So I know your team's getting healthy, but only the top 4 teams make it.
Yeah.
Right, 2 and 2.
I'm 5th.
You are. Well, it's the top 2 per conference, isn't it?
No.
It definitely is.
Okay, if that works better for me.
I just don't.
I have to beat out Nate?
Yes.
Say less.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like you said, you can't really afford to lose any more games.
This dude is relying on Mike Davis, I mean.
His team is way better than I think you give credit for.
Is his team way better than mine? I don't think his team is way better. That's fine. He has a 1-game lead on me. We're going to play. What?
I don't know, bro. I'm not feeling. I get it. You've rattled off some wins, but you gotta climb.
We still have 6 games left.
You gotta climb.
That's 6 games.
Thank God my division is ass. At least you have.
I play Nate next week. Nate, big game.
At least you have Bachlet in your division.
What do you mean? He beat Chad yesterday.
Dude. He beat Chad with 2 goose eggs.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So
Xavier thinks he's winning this.
In our other league, I offered Chad because I wanted Jerick McKinnon because I dropped him and I was trying to pick him up and someone picked him up.
Mm-hmm.
It was Chad. I was like, Tyler Lockett for Jerick McKinnon. He's like, nah, I want Diggs. And I'm like, well, you're not getting Diggs. Like, this is what you can get. Tyler Lockett puts up the fat 53.
Dude, you had him on your bench piece.
I still won. So.
That's crazy, bro. 53 points on your bench.
That's fine. We'll take that.
I was trying to buy Lockett from Munda. No, I was trying to buy DK from Munda. And I could have gotten Lockett. He was like, how about Lockett instead? I was like,
I might try to scoop up DK then. I have too many receivers.
I don't know. I forget what he wanted. I think. Oh, it was for Gurley. I should have done that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to sell Gurley high,
I might still be able to get Lockett.
I mean, guarantee you can't.
Even if I do, it'll get vetoed.
I guarantee you, Peyton is not giving you Lockett after he put up 50. What goes through your head sometimes? I don't understand.
Dude, Peyton...
How you think other people view fantasy?
You literally said you could get Peyton to buy Rodrigo.
I was joking.
I don't think you were.
I literally was.
The trade, when I saw that you proposed a trade and I saw Rodrigo's name, I was about to text you without even looking at it. You're going to fucking bag his ass.
No.
Because I literally thought that was going to happen.
No. So, I was like, Rodrigo for Le'Veon. Who says no? And then he was like, all right, well, do you want Le'Veon? I was like, sure. He was like, okay, send something. And I was like, what position do you want? And he's like, I'm open, just send whatever. So I send him like...
Oh, Peyton.
I was like, Hollywood Brown. How I'm starting these negotiations is I'm going... Hollywood Brown's at the end, and then I'm like progressing through my receivers. So he was like, no, man, I really want a running... Like, I want a running back. I was like, first off, just asked you what position you wanted. You said, I don't care.
Dude.
Second, I don't have a running back to give you.
He does not know how to negotiate. Okay, listen to this. So, let me see. Okay, so he texts me. This is straight from the source. He texts me, is Gurley untouchable? I say, nah, but he's valuable. And then he says, propose a trade, my friend. And I forget what I offered him, but I say, call me a retard. And then he's like, Kelsey and Lockett cannot be touched. Oh, I thought he said he was going to give me Lockett.
Oh, nice.
Okay, anyways, Kelsey and Lockett cannot be touched. Maybe DK. I said DK and Diggs for Gurley and Cooper. He's like, I was thinking Diggs and Connor for Chark and Gurley. DK and Connor, and you got a deal. And he says, Fook, let me sit on it for a bit. I was like, all right.
He says he likes negotiating, but then
no, get this.
Never does
Get this. No Diggs. He says Diggs is Josh Allen's only target. I was like, you're the one who wants Gurley, so come get him. Like,
yeah, like why are we negotiating? Well, that was the thing too. Like, you want offer me something? Okay, I did.
He's like, wow, I like it. War Room will think over this trade. And then he texts me a little bit later.
He gets scared.
I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep Connor in the squad I have for now. You want anyone? Or are you good? I was like, I'm cool. You wanted Gurley. Like, what? You're the one who asked me if Gurley was touchable. I wasn't trying to sell nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like he tries to get in our heads. You think he's trying to get in our heads?
No, I think he just likes trading, and he just But then before he does a trade, he's like, "This might fuck me." The Julio Connor trade between me and him worked out pretty well for both parties. We both got what we wanted. I needed a receiver because everyone was dead. So, but now I have too many. Oh, dude, Michael Thomas comes back. Michael Thomas and Julio.
Okay.
Bro.
Speaking, this is the last thing I wanted to just say on fantasy because I don't think I told you about this. Xavier's playing in another league with some of his friends. One of his friends offered him Michael Thomas for DJ Moore.
Say less.
And he was considering not accepting that trade.
Zave was?
Yes.
What?
That's what I said. Well, so this league is deep, right? So players are harder to come by.
So he's going to be out for who knows how long.
So that was his concern was how much longer is he going to be out? Will he stay healthy once he comes back? Whereas DJ Moore's been one of the more consistent players in that league, considering you have to go so deep. So I was like, dude, okay, how high is Moore on your wide receiver list? Like, if he's your number one, no.
Yeah, probably.
I wouldn't do it. But even if he's your number two, I'd take that risk because they also play keepers. He could keep him for next season.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So he ended up accepting it. I was like, good.
So last fantasy thing. Nate was shopping Zeke because he watched the game where he fumbled a bunch.
I would take Zeke, but I can't offer him anything that he would accept.
I guarantee you can flip Gurley for Zeke. I think you could do something there.
But I also want a receiver, but he's not going to give up a receiver unless I give him a receiver.
So I was like,
my receivers aren't good.
I was like, I'll do Zeke. I was like, was going to give him the farm of my receivers for Zeke. And he's like, I really want a running back. And I'm like, no one is just going to swap running back. You're not going to upgrade from Zeke. And I don't understand what's going through your head.
I'm going to text him right.
So, yeah. Anyway, we can move on. Little NBA section. Wait, no. Oh, wait, no. We still got more. I need to pull up the odds here. We're going to do a little locks thing. A little DraftKings action. Pull up the lines. This is off the cuff. We don't really know what we're going to say. I haven't looked at the lines at all.
Fine.
So, NFL. All right. Let's take a look at the lines. I might bet some of these if I really like it. What's a lock for you?
Let's just scroll through them real quick because I really haven't looked at any of these.
I'll just list them.
Okay.
Panthers -2.5 against the Falcons. Packers -6.5 against the Vikings. A little high. Titans -6 against the Bengals. Chiefs a nice -19 against the Jets.
Oh my gosh.
Colts minus
That's like
3.
a college football line right there.
Colts minus 3 at Detroit. Rams minus 4 in Miami against the Dolphins, obviously. Browns minus 2.5 against the Raiders.
Interesting.
Ravens minus 4 against the Steelers. Bills minus 3.5 against the Patriots. That half is huge. Chargers minus 3 in Denver. Seahawks minus 3 home against the 49ers. Saints minus 4 in Chicago against the Bears. Eagles minus 7.5 against the Cowboys.
That's stupid. They always play each other close too.
Who?
They always play close in division.
Eagles, Cowboys.
Just the division in general.
Yeah. And then Monday night it's going to be Bucks minus 10.5 against the Giants in New York.
I already got mine.
All right, what do you got?
I already forget it, but I know which one it is. It's the Chargers game here.
Yeah,
that's my lock. I'm taking them. They're going to win by more than that touchdown.
Break it down.
Break it down. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, so we all know the Broncos. They got a good defense.
Yeah.
But their offense, that's the part. Like, first of all, Justin Herbert
is good.
Might be rookie of the year. Let's be honest. Like, he came in later than Burrow, and he's already putting up similar numbers. And yeah, Burrow's playing on a relative pretty worse team. Like, the team's definitely worse around him, but he's running that offense. They've been scoring points, even against good defenses. So I definitely like them more than a field goal favorite in that game. You know what I mean? And it's in Denver. I guess that's kind of a hostile environment, but there's not really fans. So you're just fighting the weather there and like the elevation. But they play in the division, so they definitely play there a lot. And I don't know. I just don't think that the Broncos have the firepower to keep up with the Chargers and Justin Herbert. I like them by more than a field goal in that game.
Okay, I think my lock is going to be Niners plus 3 against Seattle. I'll take the field goal. I know this is supposed to be a lock, supposed to win some money here, but I like if the Seahawks win by a field goal, which very possible that's exactly what it is, then I can just push and get my money back.
So this is the spread and that's the line.
Yeah.
So kind of negligible return on that.
Yeah, well, the lines, like, they're pretty even, see, like, throughout.
Yeah.
The only thing that moves them is action, really. So, like, more people are betting Browns minus 2.5 here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is even. This is pretty even. This is even. I think my stay away might be Packers minus 6.5. Because I'm just, what? What's going on? What? You don't like that stay away?
No, I texted Nate, Zeke, and Gurley and a wide receiver for Zeke and wide receiver. He says Gurley for Zeke and a wide receiver, but not Hopkins.
I told you. I don't know why. I don't know what is going on.
Even if I accept it, it's going to get declined. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, I'm declining that. I'm not letting you get Zeke.
Not only am I getting a better running back, and thank God he doesn't listen to this podcast. Not only am I getting a better running back, but I'm also going to gain a receiver that I want. Like, he's got receivers on his team.
Yeah.
I would offer a receiver back just to make it look balanced. Maybe the people won't veto it.
Yeah.
Because I'll have to drop somebody anyways. Might as well get rid of one.
Yeah.
I'd give him T. Higgins.
Oh, T. Higgins.
What do you mean? You want to hear his stat line?
I don't care.
18, 11, 8, 16, 16. You're telling me that's not good?
I don't care.
That's since he started playing.
I don't care. It's T. Higgins and Todd Gurley for Zeke. You could put the Pope on there.
No, it's T. Higgins and Todd Gurley for Zeke and another receiver.
I get that. Exactly.
I'm getting another.
You make the point even worse.
He says anybody but Hopkins. I could get Robert Woods right now.
All right. What's your stay away?
I didn't even consider the stay away.
My stay away is Packers minus 6.5 because I think that game's going to be close. So.
I mean, I'm definitely biased, and I'm going to fight that just because the Vikings defense is atrocious.
I get that. I just don't think. I mean, they probably are a touchdown better, but I'm not betting that.
It comes down to how Green Bay's defense is, which is definitely sus.
Mm-hmm.
quick spray. I am staying away from the Browns 2.5. That is stupid.
I agree. I
don't think they even win that game.
I was going to say the lock was going to be Raiders plus 2.5. That was my backup.
Yeah. I don't know. The Browns could win that game, I guess, but
the thing is, if they
don't like it,
you're basically betting the money line there because if they win, they're probably going to win by more than 2.5.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, there's our first locks and stayaways.
I wouldn't take those. I'd take those with a grain of salt.
Yeah, a little grain of salt.
First week doing it. Never bet before. Probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah, way to just destroy your credibility on this. What are you talking about?
I still not think about it. We used to do game picks. Not bad at game picks.
Well, that's totally different.
Just don't bet money.
All right. Who's your top 5 teams in the NFL right
now? Oh, put me on the spot, dude.
I mean, me too.
I know. We kind of went into this not considering a lot of stuff, just going off the cusp on how we do it. So, let's get a quick rundown.
I just need a list of the teams, honestly.
He just lost his argument.
Why?
Nate.
Oh.
He says Zeke and Fuller for Kamara. No thanks.
No, that's a no from me,
yeah,
dog.
no thanks.
Kamara's off the table.
If I'm getting that player, basically it's Zeke for Kamara at that point, Kamara's better.
Yeah.
No question. So the number 1 team in football.
You're going to go 1, then down?
No. The number 5 team in football. I'm going to go with Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Why? Russell Wilson. That is the only reason.
Okay.
Dude's playing out of his mind, MVP candidate. They played a talented Cardinals team. They always play tight in that division as well. Those games are always good. And really, he didn't have his best game. He threw 3 picks. Kind of ugly.
Yeah.
But he was also the reason they were in that game.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you just got to... Granted, that defense is terrible. It is the worst defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But Wilson's always going to have you... They were in that game. They pretty much lost that game because of a penalty.
Yeah.
Like that basically gave the Cardinals the ball back at the end of the game to go down and get that field goal. So I'm definitely going to take Seattle at 5. Then I'm going to go Green Bay at 4.
Okay.
Why? We all saw what Tampa Bay did to them. Beat the shit out of them. Not fighting that. And especially when it comes to physical teams, you saw it last year with the Chargers, because the Chargers have a physical defense. The Niners have physical defense and a physical running game. The Bucks have an insanely good linebacking core.
Yeah. It's insane, actually.
Literally insane.
Stupid good.
They just haven't proven that they can fight with the more physical teams, which are the teams that bode the best in the postseason. So until I see something better than getting... Okay, if the Bucks game is close, that's one thing. They got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
Like, until I see that become closer and then put up more of a fight, don't think I can crack them into the top 3 the rest of the season. Looking at this, definitely going to have to put the Steelers at 3, 6-0, only undefeated team left in the league. You can say their schedule might not be the strongest, but they did just beat a Titans team that was also undefeated.
Good, yeah.
And this could be a knock on them. It could also be a positive. I guess it's more of a knock. But they led big in that game. They did blow that lead, partially due to Big Ben. I think that's the biggest flaw in their roster.
Yeah.
Is Big Ben, which is kind of weird to say. But if he doesn't throw those 3 picks, I mean, they blow him out. So, defense is good. Probably one of the better defenses they've had this decade. And then going to 2, you have to go with Tampa Bay.
I agree.
Because we all know what AB is, we all know who he is, we all know his recent history, but that signing is huge. That's just another insane weapon for that offense, especially with the injuries they're having. Godwin's hurt again, and Evans has been banged up. The running back Their running backs have been banged up.
But it's still good.
With McCoy and Fournette.
And Ronald Jones.
Ronald Jones is playing well, though.
Who is probably the clear number one. I think he's better than those two.
Yeah. Offensive line, playing well. Defense, crazy.
Insane.
Linebacking core, insane. Defensive line, still strong. They added another player to that defensive line from the Jets to kind of bolster that Vita Vea loss, and then their secondary is cracked. They just got playmakers everywhere. They're probably the most well-rounded team in football. Honestly. Tom Brady is not falling off a cliff. Max Kellerman.
Diamond.
Okay,
let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate how this all turned on its head. Pats were playing well. Bucks weren't. Tom Brady looked washed. Cam was playing well. Cam Newton got benched for Jarrett Stidham. Yeah, clear. And then Brady's just diamond, so tough times.
I think Cam only got benched 1 for an injury.
And he was playing like ass.
He was 2, yes, he was playing like ass, but 3, they were getting killed. So
yeah,
there's no point in keeping.
It was still a statement,
But you know who I got at 1? The Chiefs.
Of course.
Obviously the premium there is Patrick Mahomes. Defense has been playing better recently. Kind of returning to that end of season form where they had a more consistent defense, opportunistic defense that could get stops when they needed to. And they just signed Le'Veon Bell. We'll see how big of a pickup that's going to be for them, considering the wealth of talent they have. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes just provides you that premium over any other team at this point because he's shown not only can he play well and win you games, he can play bad and win you games.
Yeah.
At the end, he's got a clutch gene. So that's my top 5.
So our top 5 is very similar. I don't know if you saw I was writing down while you were at 5. I put the Rams in at 5. That's probably not true. I just love Aaron Donald. I love their defense.
Their defense is really good.
Their defense is really good.
That was another team I was considering. It was tough to choose between the Seahawks and the Rams, but I've seen that Sean McVay team kind of crumble when it matters.
Yeah.
So, granted, it's a new year, and the defense is looking... That was the Achilles heel of that team past couple years.
Well, yeah,
they had talent, they just weren't performing necessarily as well as they could, and now it's kind of coming together.
Well, their defense at Super Bowl run was cracked.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So, and now I think it's a return to form.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald...
Last year was like a weird year for him.
It's weird because I think Aaron Donald... I don't think it's a hyperbole to say he's the best football player in the NFL.
He's insane. Dude.
So, I just love Aaron Donald. So that's
you know who I love?
Who?
Jair Alexander.
Yeah. Moving on.
Do you not like him?
I don't care. I mean, I'm not... You just brought that up out of nowhere.
Best corner in the league this year.
He's not.
You see the Pats are shopping Gilmore?
No, they're not. What? Okay.
Reported.
Do you hear the Warriors covet Wiseman?
Continue your 5.
So my 5 is Chiefs, Bucks, Steelers, Packers, Rams. In that order. I was going to put the Packers 3, then I remember the Steelers undefeated.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about the Steelers, honestly.
Coming in the season, you're like, yeah, it's the Steelers. How much better they're going to be undefeated. But like I said, the teams they played haven't. The talent disparity there is different compared to the other undefeated teams at the time. But this was a big win for them.
And this kind of been lost. And what I kind of hate about the NFL is stuff gets lost so easily. Because all the games happen at once. But Devin Bush, the leader of that defense, out for the season, so
yeah,
it's tough.
It is, and their defense is still playing really well.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's big loss. That's literally your anchor.
It's your guy.
So that is my guy.
I wanted the Packers to take him so bad, and guess who they took?
Rashawn Gary. Did they pick him above him?
Yeah, they did.
That's tough.
But still, I was expecting him to fall. They definitely would.
So Devin Bush in the Ohio State game that year, they were playing him really close. And then he got hurt. So, tough.
Unfortunate.
And then they blew him up. All right, NBA. December 22nd start?
The NBA.
The December 22nd?
I don't think that happens.
It's not going to happen. So, it's funny because the Board of Governors got together and were like, all right, let's figure out a start time for this season. And, of course, they're like, December 22nd, we can't miss out on the Christmas game. The Players Union's not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
That's just... I mean... And the thing... I was telling you, we were talking about this on the pod a while ago about the NFL, like, about their product. Like, they're not going to start on December 22nd if LeBron, AD, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving don't play.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing. By the way, whatever... I'm guessing the day I've heard, and that makes more sense, is Martin Luther King Day. That's like almost a month after. That makes sense. But that still might be too early, too. I mean, they just... It's weird because so many teams didn't... Like, 8 teams didn't play in the bubble, and only 16 played in the playoffs, and then, you know, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and, I mean, if you think about it, too, like... I don't know. You brought up Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I feel like they would play.
I think they
just
would
because obviously they didn't play in the bubble.
Yeah, and you could get a head start on...
But, yes, teams that were in the playoffs will not play. Like, their stars will not play.
Yeah.
Even their veteran players will not play if it starts that early.
Well, Danny Green was basically like on the Ringer podcast he did a few days ago. He was like, I'm not going to be there December 22nd. If like we're going to be there, but we're probably not playing games.
Yeah.
Like
that's 2 months. That's 2-month turnover.
That's stupid. Because, I mean, LeBron just made a deep playoff run.
Year 17.
Just made a deep playoff run by like...
And even outside of how close it is in terms of their body, they also just don't have enough time to get away from the game.
This is also what I heard. The end of the season is going to run up to the Olympics. What are the Olympic players going to do?
So the finals would be around the time, like right up to when the Olympics start?
Around when, like, you go to camp for the Olympics.
Yeah.
So
there's literally no break. That's just going to screw them.
What's, like, AD going to do? Like, he likes playing for Team USA. He's not going to play.
Yeah.
Because they're going to make a deep playoff run. Like, I don't know. They need to figure it out. Some people were even saying March. Like, that was like a super player friend. That's a super player friendly thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they want to run up against football again because they got smoked.
And here's the thing: they're trying to cram as many of these games in as possible, right?
Yeah. I think it's 72 games.
I've heard, that's a number that I've seen just floated around, but 72 games.
It's a lot of games.
Even if you start in January, that's a lot of games to keep that normal schedule.
I mean, that's like, when you think about it, you're a third of the way through the season through Christmas. So, like, a third of it to, like, 50-some games left.
Yeah, close.
So,
High 50. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. If Martin Luther King, that'd be, 3-ish months?
Yeah.
That's a little bit better.
Basically.
I still think it might get pushed back sometime in February.
Yeah. It'd be cool because you could use Martin Luther King Day as, like, your Christmas game, because Christmas game is a big deal.
Yeah.
So you could play Martin Luther King Day. Let's just run it Warriors-Lakers game 1.
And what better day to push for their cause?
Yeah. So, we'll see. I have on here Blake Griffin trade spots. So there's going to be a market for Blake Griffin. I don't know if you know this, but teams are going to want him. And I think
discussed. What was the... We'll get to it, but...
What?
Were you going to talk about that eventually?
What?
Blake Griffin trade spots?
Oh, just right now.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, what was the team... There was some big one that you brought up. Oh, was it the Warriors?
Oh, yeah.
It was the Warriors.
Okay.
I know you're going to bring that up.
I don't know if I've said this. I don't think I've said this, but pick number 2 for the Warriors and Wiggins for Blake Griffin and 7. Who says no? That's the real question.
I mean, realistically, if I'm the Pistons, I kind of want to get off that contract, so that's a plus.
But the problem is the Wiggins contract is a year longer. That's the only. If I was the Pistons,
I kind of forgot about that contract.
Yeah, I think they still do it because you have Wiggins
and Wiseman's a beast, dude.
The Warriors.
I'm not saying he's not going to be good, but Warriors definitely outplaying that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's funny because like the only people that we've heard are blown away by people are the Warriors, who are trying to contend next year.
Yeah.
I think if you're the Warriors, you just bite the bullet and draft Wiseman.
I mean,
because you need a 5.
Unless you can do that trade for Griffin. Because
Blake could be
you need a big.
Blake could be your 5.
He definitely could be, and he'd fit really well in that system. I think
he would too, because you can run plays where Blake Griffin literally brings up the ball. Steph Curry and Clay are just running around, like trying to get open.
The evolution of Blake Griffin.
It's fun to watch.
But yeah, I mean, if you can make that Blake Griffin trade work, and especially if you can get 7 back.
That's the thing too, is like the risk. Yeah, sure, you're not getting 2. You could also flip 7, like if you don't like anyone at 7. Because So I think Bleacher Report sent out a thing today. It was like the big 5 are Wiseman, LaMelo, Obi Toppin. I said Wiseman, LaMelo, Obi Toppin, Anthony Edwards, and Dini Ajisa or whatever his name is. Yeah. So those are the 5 that like are clear above everybody else. But I don't really think that's the case. I think it's a good draft. I get like the star power isn't, you're not getting Anthony Davis.
Might be some solid players though.
But there are going to be some solid players late.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. I think it's going to be like, I can see easily 5 years from now we look back and we're like, this guy fell to late lottery? What are we doing? Kind of like with, I don't know, Giannis was different, but.
Yeah, definitely more of an unknown, more of a project.
Yeah. But that's why I think people are jumping on this Denny dude, because first off, 3 teams just got burned by not picking Luka. So I think this is kind of like the...
Luka's an aberration, though. Dude. Come on.
I mean, I get that, but...
Luka's the generation.
Think about after Dirk got drafted, like Darko Milicic, like, that's definitely the Dirk syndrome right there. So
is this dude going to be the
I think he's good, but it's kind of like... I just love European style basketball, honestly. Like, if one person can do it well, it excels like American style basketball.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just he is literally Luka Doncic light. So do you really want the light version of Luka? Like, he mimics Luka, but he can't do the same things he does. So
Luka 299.
Is that player good? Is Luka light good? I don't know.
We'll see.
Is it only good if it's on the highest level? I don't know. So yeah. Also, Trailblazers, I made a pick work.
Yep.
Nurk.
I looked at it.
Nurk, Anthony Simons, and a pick for Blake. I think.
You got to shake something up.
And there's only 2 Portland has made it clear they don't care if it's a bad contract.
Yeah.
They'll take it.
We've seen that with Hassan.
Probably
going to re-sign him.
I bet they do re-sign him for their mid-level exception. Because they're a non-luxury tax-paying team, I think.
Yeah.
So they could use their $9.7 million mid-level exception.
You think Hassan's a good value at that price, though?
I mean, who else are you going to get at that price? Like, their centers are pretty weak. So I think if you get Hassan for less than $10 million, yeah, I'm not paying him $25.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I know we made fun of him, but that's mainly because of the money he's making versus how he plays.
Yes,
I think that's a much better value for what you're getting. For sure.
The problem
you still have the problems
that comes with him. Yeah. Yes. So it would be,
but at least in terms of the money, it makes a little more sense.
If you do that, you'd have that's contingent on you basically re-signing Hassan. But there might be a market for Hassan Whiteside, which is weird. It's just like a weird talent. Like, there's not the big name free agents. It's
Hassan's
just kind of
Lakers.
That's actually a thing, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
I was just thinking about it for like literally a second there. I was like, honestly, he could fit on that team.
He might play for that team because the Lakers have the mid-level exception, which, I mean, that's all basically anyone has. All the only like cap space teams are like the Hawks, Pistons, Heat. And we talked about the Heat aren't doing anything this year. They're doing one.
And if anyone's gonna unlock Hassan, it's gonna be LeBron.
I mean, little lob piece. Little block piece?
A few block pieces?
The problem is Rondo opted out. That might be where the low exception is going. which sucks, dude. That sucks that he
And
opted out.
KCP.
KCP might get paid by Atlanta next year. Did you see the Knicks said they're open to taking bad contracts? That's the move.
They're going for Giannis. Not that they're going to get him, but
I honestly think they're fine with taking like 3-year deals that puts you out of the 20. I think they've looked at that management, that new management has looked in the mirror and like, we're not getting anybody. We're not getting Giannis in 2021. He's going to go to Miami or he's going to stay in Milwaukee or he's going to Dallas. Those are the 3. I think those are the only 3. The only way you can make it work for the Warriors is if you do some crazy ass trade.
Yeah.
And I don't think Milwaukee's going to do a trade that would give the Warriors Giannis. Yeah. I think that's it for the NBA. I mean, you got anything else?
Just wanted to be back.
Please. All right. I threw golf in here. I don't know if you saw that.
Golf, I didn't see that. You were hiding the
Masters is in like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
It's usually in the spring, right?
Yes. Augusta in November is about to be hype. I just want to say that. And Bryson DeChambeau is carrying his driver 400 yards.
What does that mean?
Like, so
it's hitting that far?
It's in the air and it lands 400 yards and then rolls.
How far do you think I was hitting when I was hitting out?
You're hitting 200 max. Max.
Jesus.
Your best one was probably 215.
Jesus.
I think my best drive is like 250.
So, okay, for a 400-yard hit, though, like...
You can't control really what it does after it gets there.
Well, and how useful is that? It's only useful on a handful.
Well, no, it's useful in every hole. I mean, well, unless it's a par 3. But, like, say you have a par 4 that's, like, 480, right? You're just trying to... the shots are easier the closer you get.
Yeah.
So, like...
Not necessarily for me, but...
Yes, but at that level... Yeah. I mean, you'd rather hit a 50-yarder than a 100-yarder. That's where the difference goes. Because you can control what happens more the closer you are. Mm-hmm. So that's the science behind it. Gotcha. But, yeah, I mean, Bryson, he won the U.S. Open. He was like in the back third of the field in fairways hit. He was just launching the ball as close as he could get.
Damn.
And just, yeah.
Kind of wild that I played my first game of golf at the end of the season.
Yeah, it is kind of tough. I mean, it's getting rough out. I don't know if we can golf it. We will try nonetheless. All right, wrap up last section. I want to do a little golf section because I think we're in that realm.
I'm trying to get into it.
It's so.
Have you ever watched professional golf?
Yeah.
I don't really watch it.
Yeah, I watch professional golf.
I'll see some highlights.
Quite a bit actually. So it's like the best way to watch is to follow one person the whole time. So like when Tiger plays in a major, I just watch him the whole time. Tiger fucking.
How do you just watch one guy? You can just find streams of him, dude.
So yes, there's like featured groups. So you watch the whole group.
Yeah.
So like say whatever group Tiger's in, that's usually a featured group. And then so like the last tournament he played, it was him, Matthew Wolff, and then like Colin Morikawa or something like that. Those are 3 really good players. So I'm watching 3 high level players. They usually pair Tiger with someone really good to like, boost it.
Yeah, increase the watch value.
Yeah.
Viewership, whatever.
So that's the way to watch them. There's like these highlights, not a highlight show, but it's like a main broadcast, and they like go around like this just happened. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at Tiger. Let's take a look at Bryson DeChambeau. So yeah, super interesting. Tiger coming in to defend his title. See what happens. All right, UFC. Khabib Nurmagomedov dominates Justin Gaethje. It was scary.
I didn't watch it, sadly, but
literally stalking Justin Gaethje on the feet. Like he was huffing and puffing after the first round.
Really?
Like he was gassed. He was just like stalking him, bro. And like the thing that sucks with Khabib is like one misstep, you could be on the ground for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like so that's always like in the back of your mind.
Will maul you.
Yes. And on the feet the whole time till the end, Khabib dumps him and he gets a takedown, holds him for like 30 seconds. The next round, my stream cuts out.
Damn.
It comes back on. He's celebrating.
He won?
Yes.
How long did that take?
30 seconds, bro.
Oh my God.
He got him on the ground, and I was talking up Justin Gaethje's wrestling. Everyone was. Didn't really know how pedestrian his jiu-jitsu was. It was not even close.
Really?
Like, he literally got on top of him. Apparently, this is what he said. He was going to put him in armbar, but he remembered that Gaethje said he wasn't going to tap out. He's like, I don't want to break this dude's arm. So he chokes him out instead. That's how much different it was. That's where the levels were on that.
Wow.
So, and then, I mean, Gaethje was chopping up his leg, but he was just taking it. And then he, set up. He was setting up, basically, what got him. He went for another leg kick, and he just took him down.
That's what I was telling Xavier. I was like, Khabib is literally anyone's worst nightmare because more than likely you're not wrestling on his level. He's going to dominate you on the ground. And the only way to win is to knock him out.
But that leaves you open for a takedown.
And not only that dude can take shots.
And his head is
iron chin.
His head is literally like
the chances of you doing damage to him slim to none.
Yeah.
At least from what we've seen in his career, which at this point, done.
Yeah, and he retired. So it sucks that a fighter that dominant, it sucks watching his fights, but that fight was really entertaining. Usually, it sucks watching his fights because he just sniffs their crotch for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But also, the thing is, for a fact that's the best fighter in that division. He's gone. Super exciting because it opens up so many opportunities for these other people. Dustin Poirier for Conor McGregor, guarantee you that's going to be for a title now.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm going to watch Conor fight.
So that's going to, I was talking to Chad and I was like, don't you think they'd make Gaethje the first in line? That's historically what they've done. But Conor McGregor's the exception. If you can...
He's the name.
Yes. So, Poirier for McGregor.
Is this where McGregor comes back in the spotlight?
Yeah.
Because really, when Khabib's still fighting, he's going to have to fight Khabib again. I don't think Dana White wanted that.
And I don't think anyone really wanted it because...
You're just going to see what you saw last time. You knew it because of their fighting styles.
I think this fight for sure made it very clear there's no one that could beat Khabib. Which is insane to say, but
it's crazy because he's only retiring because of his dad.
Yeah, because his dad passed away.
Which is it's understandable.
He trained. He was his guy.
That's his dude, and especially Russian blood runs deep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just unfortunate that. While you can respect it, it's also just unfortunate that he's leaving so early. He's 29?
Yeah. I think he just turned 30 or something like that, but
he's leaving the sport early. And could have been the GOAT. Might be the GOAT.
I think he is the GOAT, but the resume won't.
Yeah.
I think he's pound for pound the best fighter to ever be in the UFC. And I was telling Chad, I was like, honestly, the fight to make 195 pounds, Khabib versus John Jones. Because I think Khabib handles him.
You think so?
Yes. Dude, him and Daniel Cormier wrestle.
What was he fighting at?
155.
Oh my God! Imagine him at 195.
John Jones fights at 205, so he'd come down 10 pounds. So I think that weight cut would mess with him.
Yeah.
I think that'd be super interesting.
You're telling me Khabib can just throw more weight around and keep you down.
And he's not cutting any weight.
Yeah.
So, and early in his career, Khabib couldn't really cut, he didn't really know how. But now, efficient. He hasn't missed weight in a long time. A lot of people, that's a knock on him. That hasn't happened in, 4 years. So let's chill out. And he's been winning all the title fights. I think he's a pound for pound best fighter ever. He wanted to fight GSP. But I think when Khabib says he's retired, he's one of those dudes, he's 100% retired.
Yeah. The only way I could see him... He's not
if Conor McGregor wins.
Either that or... a few years down the line, maybe once his things start to chill a little bit, he starts getting the itch again. But I don't know, maybe he won't.
People do get the itch back, and the way he was talking, it sounded like he didn't want to retire, but he told his mom this will be my last fight. But who knows? I think this is real. If McGregor wins the title, which I think is very plausible now, I don't.
Yeah.
That's not like insane to think. He just knocked out Cerrone's. He was out of all the people we've seen fight Khabib, fought him the closest. Only person to win a round.
Honestly, like look at the time, you're like, damn, Conor got handled, and then you've seen what Khabib's done to everyone else. You're like, Conor kind of fought well, especially considering.
I mean, that's why I fought right after. Like, yeah,
especially the fighter he is. Like,
that's not his game.
That long, kind of good.
And it was the perfect game. Like, they'll tell you, like his team will be like, we went into that fight wrong. We were super defensive, but they realize once you're on the ground. You're down there. Like, you're not.
Especially if you're Conor. You're not.
Don't even, like. I honestly think Conor's better on the ground than Gaethje is now. I mean, so the fights to make are Poirier, and that's probably going to be for the title. And then the winner probably gets Gaethje. I think Ferguson's kind of odd man out because he got murked. Like, if that would have been a close fight, you're probably.
Who I was talking to, dude, that said. Ferguson should have fought Khabib instead of Gaethje. I was like, dude, we saw him get murked, and he's old.
Yes, that's the thing too. Like, he's so old. His window, like, he won like 17 straight fights or something stupid like that. But it's not like he was fighting like McGregor. Like, he wasn't
top notch.
Yes, he was fighting like an old Rafael dos Anjos, a young Kevin Lee to win the interim title. Like. Then he fought Gaethje and got murked, and then he fought
and it could have been an aberration. Like, there's those fights that go unexpectedly, and I think really maybe we should give Ferguson more like benefit of the doubt, just because we've seen him be so dominant, even though it was against lesser competition. But at the same time, you don't give him a shot before any of these other guys.
Here's the counter to that. I think we saw him fight Cerrone. And Anthony Pettis, right? He barely beat those two guys, right?
Yeah.
And then we see what happens to them. Like, I think Cerrone's been washed for a while now. Anthony Pettis been washed for a while now. Like, you didn't knock Cerrone out like Conor did in 10 seconds. Like, that's a common opponent right there.
I want to watch that.
During the pod. That was wild, bro. That was wild.
Nah, we'll watch it on TV.
But... I think Conor McGregor's probably the number one contender now. I get Gaethje. Gaethje probably gets the winner of Poirier. Or you just rebook the fight and be like, hey, let's do Gaethje McGregor instead.
Yeah. I don't know.
Poirier fight Ferguson.
It's tough for me personally, just because I started getting into the UFC when Conor started to go away.
Yeah.
Like, do other things and just be away from fighting.
It is crazy because you haven't, like...
I haven't just seen him consistently fight.
Yes.
He's been in some big fights. I think he's fought 2-3 times. He had the Mayweather fight, and then the Khabib fight, and then the Cerrone fight. Those are literally his only 3 fights in the last 3 years.
Yeah. So I think what I would want to do is I'd want to rebook, do McGregor Gaethje for the title in whenever, I think Conor would be willing to postpone.
Is McGregor still fighting Pacquiao?
He said he's going to do it after this next fight, but I don't know.
Not say.
I think he does. I think he gets worked out.
You think he sees Khabib? He's gone. He's like, I gotta stay here.
I think that's Khabib is gone. I can actually win the title, and I can actually defend the title. And say 2 years, maybe. Say he wins the title soon. He'll probably defend once a year. Say he defends one more time. Then he's talking all this shit. Khabib's like, come back.
Fuck you.
That's a mega fight. That fight, if as Conor is champion, other than Khabib is champion, that is bigger than.
Yeah.
And you got a few years to marinate on thinking Khabib's the pound for pound best fighter ever.
And Khabib's been out of fighting for
and you constantly think, what would be happening if he was fighting? Because I think if he keeps fighting,
and you're just wondering how
he could probably hold the belt for 5 years.
Yeah. You're just wondering how he's going to come back, and then say he comes back and Conor knocks his shit.
That's going to be huge because it's a win-win. We literally just told you what's going to happen, guys. So
you're here first,
or Dustin Poirier ruins it all and beat Conor. No, I won't allow it. So I think that's it for this week. We somehow pulled it off with no MVA. I don't know how we did it, but
we talked some. It took some time. We just gotta delve more in the NFL.
Oh, we want to talk about Stan Van Gundy?
Oh, I did forget my NFL hot take.
What?
Browns are better without OBJ. Is that a hot take? I feel like that's a hot take.
I think OBJ is overrated. He has been for a few. Saying he's not?
No.
What?
He's probably the most talented receiver in the league.
Okay.
Is that the hot take?
Yes! Yes! Jesus Christ. Stan Van Gundy, the Pelicans? I don't know. You're not hiring him to be a GM, so he was a terrible GM.
Whatever.
I think so. He's going to be a transition. He's not going to be there for.
Are they resigning
8 years.
Brandon Ingram?
Yes. What? Yes, they're definitely resigning
Brandon Ingram to the Lakers.
What just happened?
We're going stupid at the end.
You're going stupid. I'm ending this before you ruin all credibility of the podcast. Peace.